Hey guys, so I just wanted to do an introduction video of Kayos. I used him for the last challenge and he did pretty well for it being his first time, but he ended up bucking me off pretty good the last run we did and tore part of my rotator cuff, bruised my hip, bruised my ribs, broke my arm, all that good stuff. So we're reevaluating ourselves this time, and I'm going to do a lot more slow work with him. Found out he really needs a lot more desensitization done with him because he's spooked over different colored dirt. He's 4.5, 5 now. Sorry for the voice, I'm pretty sick right now too. He's a running bred horse. He's by LC on the Trinity and out of our Millennia. So his sire was apparently a rope horse, an AQHA world champion head and heel horse, and then his dam was a race horse that went over 80,000. He's a good boy. He just still has that baby brain, so we're hoping to get rid of that soon. Starlight, I'm gonna just kind of be using her for fun in this second challenge. She is by no means a barrel horse. She is actually a show horse and does ranch riding, trail, reining, stuff like that. So she's a lot more broke than Kayos is, but I also took her to college with me for a year. And we did some professional training with our coach and stuff there. So she's fat and out of shape right now, as you could see. But we went to the cowboy church the other day and we set up the barrels and had fun. She actually has a lot of potential, I think. Not to be a 1D, 2D, 3D, 4D, not even a 5D horse, but just for fun. She's super sweet. I've had her since she was 5 days old. She's an AQHA mare sired by Mr. King Bar out of Sea Whiskey. She's actually a granddaughter of Patty's Irish Whiskey. She's a really good mare and has a really good mind, but she's also a lot more broke than Kayos. So I'm still a little nervous to kind of push Kayos after that fall I had with him. So that's why I'm kind of going to be using Starlight a lot more. But hopefully we can learn some new stuff with this challenge. This is Kayos' evaluation ride for his first one. As you can see, he picked up the right lead pretty well. Going into the first, we took a little bit wider pocket to try and get a sharper turn, and it worked a little bit. Going to the second, he broke down to a trot and then struggled to actually pick up that left lead and lope off when I asked him to, and we came around really wide. Going into the third, he went pretty good, but he came way wide out. He was really spooky this day, so I was just trying to take it easy with him and let him get calm and relaxed. Here's our day 2 drill. I actually used my mare Starlight for this one. This is her first ever time seeing a barrel pattern. I really just did it for fun, but now I'm thinking I kind of want to do this challenge with her as well instead of just my gelding. She's a lot more broke than Kayos is. She picks up her leads for the most part. She's got a really calm, level head and mind. She doesn't spook at anything. The issue that I did find with her is that because she's so broke to stop when I sit deep, when I try to rate around those barrels, she just stops. So I'm trying to figure out how to just kind of keep her going. But I was actually really happy with this for this being her first time. I wasn't really sure what I was doing and she wasn't sure, but we both got through it pretty well. And I think she'll make a really nice barrel horse for just for fun, not competitive or anything, but just for someone that wants to have fun. This was our day 3 drill. I used Starlight again, just because I was having a lot of fun with her. She does usually collect pretty well, but I think she was pretty confused at what I was asking her during this drill, so we just kind of made do with what we did. I want to work on this drill a little bit more with her just because I know she can do it. It was just a matter of me figuring out how to ask it and ask her in the right way, if that makes sense. Alright, so this is the ride I was looking for. The issues with Kayos. Going into that first, we did a really too close going into it, so we came out really wide. The second, we went a little bit wider going into it, and we got a little bit tighter turn. Going into the third, he was listening really well, actually, and picked up his left lead. We cut it a little close, but we also came out really nice at the end. This day, he was actually focusing really well and wasn't really that jittery or anything. This was my run pushing Starlight through the whole pattern. As I said, this is probably her third time seeing the pattern now, and it was all on the same day. She goes into it really well. We still struggle going around it because we come out wide, which is expected since it's only her third time. Going into the second, I sat a little too deep. Like I said, she's a really sensitive horse to the seat, so I sat too deep and she actually stopped. Going into third, we went out pretty well. We almost knocked it, but I managed to keep my foot up a little bit enough. She went around the third really, really nice, and I was actually really proud of her. So my main focus with Starlight is I want to work on our rating. Because she's so sensitive to my seat, she really just stops when I go around the barrels with her. So I want to figure out how to kind of get away from that. And I want her to actually lope around the entire barrel instead of just breaking down to the trot. For Kayos, I need to desensitize him a lot more because he's so spooky all the time. He freaks out if the dirt's a different color, if there's a gopher hole, if there's a shadow, anything. So I really need to just get a better handle on that so he's actually a safer horse. And what I'm thinking of doing is working him on the ground, getting his brain thinking before I climb in, and that should help with some of those issues under saddle. And then I really want to work on getting tighter turns because he goes really wide out coming out of them, and I know he can do better.